Hi everybody, it's me, Greg Manorino. How are you today? It is Tuesday, August 18th, 2015. People, we got a bombshell dropped on us today. And it's getting almost no media coverage. The mainstream media, not talking about it. The financial channels, I know of one that did cover this for about 5 minutes earlier today. I'm referring to CNBC. As a matter of fact, there's an article I'd like you to read regarding what I'm about to talk to you about right here. I'm going to place links to that article in the description of this video and in the comments section. Well, today we heard from a Federal Reserve Vice President. Actually, he is the Federal Reserve of St. Louis Vice President, Stephen Williamson, who has come out publicly stating that the Federal Reserve's quantitative easing has failed. It has failed. Ironically, I did a video about this just yesterday, talking about failed monetary policy. For those of you that follow this blog, look, what he's stating, Stephen Williamson, basically is this. There is no evidence that the Federal Reserve's quantitative easing, trillions of dollars in stimulus to try to boost up this economy, has worked. He said what it did do was inflate the stock market. It also inflated the debt bubble, okay, which pulled the stock market with it. So understand, people like myself, there's a lot of us out here, and you as well. If you follow this blog, I am sure you get it. What the Federal Reserve has done through this failed mechanism is create a debt bomb in many ways that we're all going to have to answer for. And let me just talk about this here. The Federal Reserve never gets it right. Never, ever gets it right. Remember Ben Bernanke? I talk about this many times. As the last crash was happening, the 2008 housing credit bubble, as it was occurring, he was asked specifically, Ben Bernanke was asked specifically what was going on and if this was going to bleed off to the rest of the economy. He acted like he didn't know what we were talking about, the person that was asking him the question, and said it would be contained to subprime. Well, we see how that turned out. It melted down the world economy. Forget about what happened here. So even in the face of an epic event like that, the Federal Reserve gets it wrong. And not only that, they're getting this wrong as well. Admitted by a Federal Reserve Vice President himself. Bravo to you, sir, for coming out and stating what we all know, seriously, but coming out of your mouth really, I believe, carries some weight with it. And maybe this is why we're not hearing about this on all the mainstream channels and why CNBC seems to be the only one that covered it that I know about. Again, check out that article down here. He's saying quantitative easing didn't work to help the economy. Look, they are so desperate to keep people brainwashed that that the Federal Reserve's policies have worked, that they have to lie about unemployment. We realize the real numbers based on U6 are more than twice what they're talking about with regard to unemployment. It's all a mechanism to keep people in line, to keep them sheep walking towards the slaughter here, period. I'll tell you something else that I think is laughable. Today, we get good economic news. Housing starts hit a multi-year high, apparently, since the beginning of the Great Recession. Well, if you recall, wasn't that long ago when this all happened? Housing starts at that time, just before the bubble burst, were also at all-time highs. And the stock market, well, that was at all-time highs too at that particular time. Sound familiar? Well, we're there now, once again here. And again, I'm not saying that we're going to have an epic crash here tomorrow, but this market is massively overvalued. A lot of people are going to argue that, but you can look at metrics upside down, backwards, and sideways and make a very strong argument that the stock market is massively overvalued along with the debt here. And I believe the stock market, and if you're invested in it, you might have a little bit of a problem moving forward here in this environment. We understand we are in a global slowdown period. and they can fluff it up and try to cover it up any way they want. World's second largest economy, China is broadcasting to the world that they are in big trouble. Just yesterday, their market plunged another 6%. Despite unprecedented action to take over the stock market. Look, when any world central bank gets involved in the market to manipulate it like this and doesn't allow a free market to work, what happens, people? You know the answer to this if you follow this blog: distortions, which will balance out over time. The sad thing about this entire scenario, the 2008 event, that was just the free market trying to find fair market value. And the Federal Reserve steps in, just like China's doing now, to try to take over the market, try to fluff everything back up, reinflate equity bubbles, reinflate housing bubbles, creating more distortions across the spectrum, which didn't help anything, did not help our economy, according to, again, Federal Reserve Vice President Stephen Williamson. Incredible. It's absolutely incredible, people. And I know if you follow this blog, you realize what is coming. And it is going to be epic. All right, look, with that said, I'm going to end this video now. Check out the CNBC article with St. Louis Vice President Stephen Williamson. There's a link down here in the comment section and in the description of the video. Share this thing. Let's get it out here, because if they don't want people to hear about it, there must be a reason. So you know what? Let's let people hear about it. I'll see you soon. Over now.